Welcome to the 4th episode of Poison Talks. I'm Orionhart, and this is my guest, Poison Type.
Hello.
So, how's it going today, Poison Type?
Oh man, it's weird to be on the other end of this. I guess now that it's actually happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand how my other guests have felt. Just like, wait, why are you talking to me? Then again, it's because I asked you. So, you know.
That is true. That is true. I am but a prisoner. What got you into streaming, my friend?
Geez.
Let's just start off strong, huh?
Sure. Let's just jump right into it. By the way, this is my new friend Orionhart. He's another Spelunky 2 streamer and creator. Check out his socials right below him there. But what got me into streaming? I don't know, man. I've been playing video games since I was but a wee lad, you know. Been real into. I grew up with Mario and Zelda and the like, and I don't know. Everyone's streaming nowadays, right? A couple of my friends, my head mod, Tall Shark and Handsome, and basically everyone I play games with has been, you know, experiencing the same Twitch boom we all have, and are like, you should do this thing, you should go on and do the streaming thing, you're good at games, people like you, and I'm like, I don't know. But I finally...
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I finally took the plunge beginning of January, because I got myself a new gaming computer for the first time ever, and
What are the specs? No, you don't have to go into that.
I don't know, it was an iBuyPower Black Friday sale, so it's got like a bunch of LEDs and stuff. It's real pretty and it does what I want it to do. That's all I got.
I am no stranger to that. That was my first gaming PC ever I got from iBuyPower. So.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I've wanted to do it for a long time because I spend a lot of time every day watching other streamers, watching YouTube, and it just seemed like a cool thing to go and try to do, you know?
Yeah, man. I'm with you 100%. I felt like, you know, for me, it's something that I'm gaming all day anyway. So might as well hang out with cool people and also get to express my creative muscles, right?
Absolutely.
You know?
And especially during the pandemic when we don't get to see people as often, like it's nice to... I've spent a lot of time just online gaming with my friends anyway, and if I'm broadcasting it to a wider audience and maybe, you know... I don't know, it feels cheesy to say, like, maybe inspire other people to take the plunge into streaming and have, like, a nice little hobby and something you can do and something that you can build a community around. It just seemed, it seemed to make sense, you know?
Exactly. So why'd you start streaming Spelunky, specifically?
Well, you are a Spelunky player, and as you well know, the game is fast-paced, chaotic, silly, fun, always different. It's a... For my viewers who are coming in like, oh, Pop-Tarts, Spelunky 2 is the game that I and Orion here are currently streaming on the regular. And it is a procedurally generated roguelike platformer. Procedurally generated meaning it's different every time you play it, and roguelike meaning if you die, you start all over. So you're starting from scratch every time, yeah, and a playthrough can take a couple hours if you do really well and do all the cool things, or it can just be like 10 seconds, you die in a funny way and you move on. And I think the game is a content factory. Like every few minutes something cool happens. Is like, oh man, I wish I could share that with somebody. And well, if you're streaming it, you can. And I picked Spelunky because it's one of the greatest games I've ever played. It's so cool, it's so interesting, it's the controls are tight, it moves fast, it's just cool, you know? So
that's really well-made platformer.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you, Derek, for making it.
Shout-outs to Mossmouth TV. Derek, you, my man. Friend of the stream. He stopped by once. Not to brag.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yeah, it was actually my very first stream. My dear friend, Adelaide, who has like 10,000 Twitter followers because she's gorgeous, tweeted at Derek Yu, like, hey, my friend's starting to stream, like, you should check him out. And he came in and he like posted me on his Twitter, so my very first stream ever, I had like 50 viewers. It was... Oh, wow. It was insane. Like, it was something that I'm just like, hey, two friends who are watching me, let's play a video game. And all of a sudden people started flowing in like, oh, Derek Yu tweeted you out. I'm like, yeah, right, sure. But then I looked and saw him like, oh. And I got to, like, I was already good at the game because I've been playing it for a couple months before that, but I got to the final boss, Hundun, and killed him, and then shot him with a light arrow to get into the cosmic ocean. And then a platform disappeared out from underneath me, and I died at the final boss in front of the creator of the game. And that was my very first clip. That's how I got my start, is spectacular failure in front of the guy who made the game I'm playing.
I can't imagine. Well, I guess I can't imagine, because I'm also no stranger to dying in horrible, embarrassing ways, so...
It happens, you know?
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage.
It happens a little too often.
True.
So we're doing a little Pop-Tart charity stream here. Why'd you pick Pop-Tarts? No, this isn't. I'm not accusing you of anything.
No,
it's saying.
Oh man, this. So the Pop-Tart taste test tier list community charity challenge stream that we're doing today. Well, we're doing next Friday. We're pre-recording this, Orion and I, for full disclosure. But
no, this is happening live.
So the Pop-Tart taste test tier list stream that's happening in a half an hour. It started as an in-joke between me and my coworkers. Like, we got on the topic of Pop-Tarts versus toaster strudels. And obviously Pop-Tarts are way better. Not even better, they're like a different family. Toaster strudels are their own thing. Like, Pop-Tarts are...
It's true. I wouldn't compare them.
Apples and oranges, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Not literally. Doesn't matter. So I was just talking to one of my coworkers, Elena. Hello, Elena, if you're watching. About, like, your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart. And I started asking around other coworkers, and that became a thing. So I posted it on my Facebook, on my personal Facebook. Like, hey, what's your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? I got 100 responses. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of friends on Facebook.
What is your favorite?
Chocolate fudge. Hands down.
Chocolate fudge. Okay.
For now. To be determined. Like, we'll see what happens later. But people are very passionate about their favorite Pop-Tart flavors. And I was talking, I talked about that on my stream, and it became like an in-joke that, like, oh, Poison loves Pop-Tarts. And it's like, oh, Pop-Tarts, Pop-Tarts. And so eventually I'm like, oh, we'll set up a sub-goal for a Pop-Tart tier list taste test stream. And I set it at like 50 subs, because I'm like, I'll set it for a month. We might not make it. And within a week, I'd gotten like 35 subs towards the Pop-Tart taste test tier list stream, and it's like, I guess we're doing this now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's one of those little silly meme things that took on a life of its own in a way I didn't expect, I guess. So here we are.
Well, I'm glad it did.
Yeah.
And I honestly can't remember the name of the type of Pop-Tart that I like the most, but I used to buy them all the time when I used to work as a teacher at an engineering camp, and it was like a chocolate fudge swirl. I can't remember.
Hot Fudge Sundae.
Hot Fudge Sundae. That was the one.
Yeah, I have it in the other room. I have $100 for the Pop-Tarts waiting. Right.
Well, perfect. I wish I could taste that, but I'll have to go buy some myself. So, what gave you the idea to make this a charity stream? I think that's amazing.
Thank you, man. Like everything else in my life, I am making this up as I go. So when the sub goal got met and it became like, oh, I guess I'm doing a Pop-Tart stream. I got the idea actually from my dear friend Imploded Grenade, who...
What a great name.
Yeah, I actually met her online playing video games just a couple months back, and she's become a dear friend and continues sub-bombing me. Please stop. We'll do it today. Give me a lot of subs today for charity. I'm not going to beg for money. Let's focus, Poison. So she is a smaller streamer. We're working on getting her to affiliate. We'll get her some follows today, hopefully, when I shout her out later. But she was doing some runs of Dead Space, the third-person survival horror game, where every time she died, she was going through as like a standard starter items only. Every time she died, she gave like $5-10 or something to, what was the name? It was like her local animal shelter, like Helping Paws or something. Pause for, doesn't matter. So,
Pause for applause.
Yes.
That'd be a great name.
No, but now I want to start an animal shelter.
Yeah.
No, but she was, you know, she's a much smaller streamer. She has like 3 to 5 viewers, but she still made it into this like really cool thing where she wound up donating like $700 to charity. I'm like, dude, that's so cool. Like, and it's a show that anybody of any size can use their platform for some good. And as I started planning this Pop-Tart thing, I'm like, dude, this makes so much sense. What if I gave the rest of the Pop-Tarts to like a local food bank? And that, like, I got into contact with the Food Bank of Central New York, where I live, and told them like a little pitch, like, hey, I'm eating Pop-Tarts on stream, and they're like, okay. But then I'm like, so what if I gave you the rest of the Pop-Tarts that I don't finish, like still in box and everything? I'm not gonna like give half-eaten Pop-Tarts, whatever.
Yeah,
so
no.
but I'm like, why not? Like, Grenade did this really cool thing. Well, how come I can't do the cool thing? And that's one of the my favorite things about being a streamer is like the community interaction with the rest of the Spelunky community, with people who just come into chat, with my friends, with everything. Like I've had a lot of people say like, hey, this stream has really helped me out on a bad day. Like it makes me feel better. It's a good thing you're doing. And so like doing a charity event for a food bank when I'm doing a food-based stream, it all just lined up. It seemed like so obvious, you know? So
yeah,
they're about it, and hopefully we'll make them some money today. No.
Yeah, what are your expectations for the event? Do you have any? Or are we just hoping to see what happens?
So my entire streaming career, as it were, I started January 1st of this year. And for whatever insane reason, I have almost 300 subs. I have, I've met, every time I've set up a goal, like, hey, let's do this little thing. The Spelunky community, my friends, the big guys who've hosted me, like everything has just wildly exceeded every expectation I've had. So I am not the right person to even ask about expectations because I have no baseline for what it should be. Like I have a lot of streamer friends who stream to like 5-10 people that are way funnier than me. So I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be like my usual 20 to 30 people. I don't know if this is gonna like get caught up in the food bank social media so I get like 50. I don't know if it's gonna catch on bigger, 100. I have no idea. I have no idea what's gonna happen today, but I will say that I'm going to be matching every donation that comes through up to $250. And so one way or another, the food bank's getting a bunch of money to go with their Pop-Tarts. So
that's awesome.
Thank you. It really is. And I feel like it's huge and awesome. Either way, it's going to be huge and awesome. And it feels like so far out of my control already, you know? Like, it feels like once we make this content, maybe you know, because you got like tens of thousands of views on your YouTube. Once you put the content out there, then it tends to take on a life of its own, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, my first few videos that made it, that got me blessed by the algorithm, however temporarily, were completely random.
Yeah.
I had, one of them was Obama telling people to buy Spelunky 2.
Yup. I've seen it.
And I got 30,000 views and 2,000 likes, and I was like, well, I mean, people love Obama, and I do too, so that's great. And there was another one. It was every drill level ever, and it was just a funny drill level moment, and somehow that made it. And you have no idea what's gonna.
Yeah, I remember there was one video of yours that was like a really nice shop with a bunch of bombs in it. I remember watching it. It had a couple hundred views, and I looked back when I was putting up your socials for this. It has like 30,000. Like, okay. And I find that like the little 10-second videos I make get more views than like my big long edited ones, and it's like, okay, well, it's not up to us to decide who likes what, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, I feel like YouTube thrives on short videos, you know?
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite moment in streaming so far? Was it the Derek Yu moment?
Oh, it's...
Or was there maybe another one that you wanted to share?
It's tough, because like I said, Spelunky in itself is a clip factory. Like, everything that happens in Spelunky, so much that happens is like this wild, unexpected, I can't believe I died there thing. Playing Spelunky randomizer, where like every level is made even more random, and different enemies from different areas show up in different places.
Yeah, the clip you sent me, that was a randomizer clip, right?
Oh yeah, one of the two that I sent you. I sent you two randomizer
the crush block.
Yes. Well, if we're talking about like in-game Spelunky moments, it was probably the randomizer clips. There was one where I was fighting Olmec, and a crush trap came down and pushed him into the floor, then lifted him up, and he destroyed the crush trap, and it fell on me. Like, some of the little things like that.
Yeah, you sent me that one. That one was great.
Yeah.
What about your favorite streaming moment then?
Oh man. I ask everyone else this question, they have the same reaction. I'm like, I set up this interview.
Maybe a raid?
I should have something. Maybe a raid? Okay, so the Derek Yu moment was wild, and I was in no way prepared for it. But then, just a couple weeks later, Twigglesoft, shout outs to Twiggle, oh my goodness, we love Twiggle here. I was just doing some random runs and just trying to do the thing, and I suddenly went from the 15 viewers I had at the time, and Twiggle raided me with like 600 people.
Wow.
And I very nearly peed my pants live in front of 600 people, because I'm just like, I was still new. I'd only been doing this a couple weeks, and all of a sudden I had this audience, and my chat just blew up with Twiggle raid, and I'm like, like my mouth went dry. It's like knees weak, palms sweaty, and I just died on the spike 3 or 4 times. Just like, thank you.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and it's organic moments like that that Twitch creates. I think that the idea that what you're doing can be seen live by not just your friends, not just people who click on you in the tab, but if under the right circumstances like that, you can just suddenly have an audience of 600 or more, or people can go back and watch your VODs, and it's just all out there. So I think getting a taste of what that big audience is has been huge for me. And I don't know if like any of them are my individual favorite moments, but it's such a crazy feeling, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, I always encourage everybody to go and raid somebody when their stream is done.
Oh, for sure.
Took me a while to remember to do that too, because I would have, like 9-10 viewers for a while, and it was like, well, who am I really sending over? But it feels amazing. Anytime you send people somewhere that they'll enjoy, that that you'll make somebody's night just like they made yours. I mean, it's wonderful. Twitch itself is this wonderful little community, where we just all haven't met each other yet.
Yeah. That's a great way of putting it. And at the end of my streams, even if like, I mean, it's hard for me to say like, I'm much bigger now. I only have like 30 viewers, and for Twitch, that's the drop in the bucket. It's awesome for me because I just started, but like every time I send like the 20 people over to one of my friends, like who have 2 or 3 viewers playing some Pokemon, and it's like, oh my goodness, Poison, thank you. And it's like, yeah, that I know what that feels like, and dude, it's awesome.
It really is. So you've been uploading more and more to your YouTube, I've noticed. I've watched some really funny compilations and and things like that. So,
thanks, man.
Do you have any plans for your YouTube? What's your YouTube like?
Guys, Orionhart is watching me. Oh man, what a world we live in.
Of course.
At this point, like, again, when I started, I knew nothing about like Twitch outside of hanging out in people's chat. I didn't know anything about video editing. I had like a little background in Photoshop because I took a course in college years back. But right now, I'm just putting up some stream highlights every now and then, making little 30-second clips, minute clips of my gameplay. I have a couple more heavily edited videos because I'm learning Adobe Premiere. I'm so proud of my most recent edited video on my Vlad's Cape Kill and Skip video, where, for context, again, for the non-Spelunky viewers, if you're just here for charity, I try to do a really hard thing I've never done before. And so on stream, I pull up a YouTube video and watch how to do it, and then I pull it off in the first try, like, ugh. I spent hours editing that video.
Wow. That one's hard for me, so...
I'd never done it before, and nailed it first try. And it goes so well with the Guile's music from Street Fighter. Like, go watch my video.
Guile's theme is just... doesn't get better than Guile's theme.
Very true. But yeah, it's somewhere between like the 30-second meme videos and stream highlights. I have, there's a part of me on my creative side that like, if I ever make it on YouTube, so where I have like a few thousand subscribers like you or more or whatever, like I have an idea for a video essay about my favorite YouTube video ever and why it's the best video on YouTube. So maybe someday, maybe the end of the year or something, if I continue on my current trajectory, maybe I'll post something big. But for now, I'm happy with Spelunky stuff. I love Spelunky. And,
oh yeah.
And I'll definitely be playing some of the Binding of Isaac Repentance when it comes out end of the month. I'm very excited about that too.
Me too.
Oh man, we're gonna play a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
There seems to be a lot of crossover between those games because they scratch the same itch in a lot of us roguelike gamers. But I'm psyched.
It is hard to figure out the crossover, but I think we've noticed some. Hollow Knight, Binding of Isaac. It all seems to be in that sort of the same genre.
True.
The platformers or like really hard roguelikes. I feel like a lot of our communities are looking at.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll just keep having fun, keep playing what we love, and people will be drawn. You know, you have a good personality, people want to watch you and watch you react to things, and I think that's exactly the way to go, man.
Don't flatter me on my own show, Orion. Come on.
What do you mean?
All right.
Well, so you told me about your Binding of Isaac plans. So do you have any other plans for new games, big events, anything like that?
Big events. I mean, the only reason that this is even a big event is because, like I said, it took on kind of a life of its own. So I have no. Let me be clear again. I have no idea what I'm doing. So the game that catches my eye, I have plans for Isaac for sure. But I don't know. When it comes down to it, I'm a lifelong gamer, but I don't play that many games. Like, I'll latch onto one, I'll play it for a while, and then, you know, well, I'll keep playing it for a while. Like, I still played Spelunky 1 for years after it came out, right up until Spelunky 2 came out. I played Isaac even before the expansion because I love those games, and I play some Super Smash Brothers with my friends. Like, I'll be doing a Super Smash Brothers stream actually after this interview today. But if you're watching the Pop-Tart stream, then you already missed it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Either way. But I don't know, like, just, I guess, whatever. I'll be streaming Spelunky and Isaac, and then if something else comes up, if people like watching it, I'll keep doing it. And if they don't, then I would be fine playing Spelunky for years, man. Like, it just stays fresh.
Well, make sure you guys turn on your notifications for poisontalks channel, and also go to poisontalks YouTube and hit that subscribe button.
Oh my goodness.
Every little bit helps.
And we'll take a second and click on Orion stuff too, okay? He has better YouTube content than me. Go follow him too.
Hey, I'm just posting highlights and clips too, my friend.
Okay, we should save this for the end. Okay.
Yeah, for the end. Okay. Well, then let's just go into the fine meat of it then. Do you have any advice for people who look at you and say, I like what he's doing, and I want to do something like that too? Does it require a big expensive setup? Does it just require passion? What does it take to just start streaming?
For me, I mean, you need to have a beefy enough setup so you can stream at a decent bit rate while also playing the games. So you need something. But even that, like, I got a couple friends who just stream Mortal Kombat or stream Smash Brothers or stream console games, and all you really need for that is a capture card and Elgato, right? And a functional computer that can put it online. But as far as
and a decent internet,
yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said at the start, a lot of my friends were pushing me to do this for a very long time, and what I realized is the only thing that's stopping me from going and creating some content is that I'm not doing it yet. That, like, I just had to go and download OBS and figure it out. I just had to set up a YouTube channel and figure it out. And by figure it out, I mean the software we have available to us today as creators does the heavy lifting for you. Like, you don't need to be a software engineer to download OBS and click a button and, oh, you're live now. And my extra stuff, like my really nice webcam or my ring light or my green screen or my super sexy new secret lab chair, all those things are extra. All that you need to do is get on and do the thing. But as far as building a community like I have, I gotta chalk up almost all of my success to luck, for sure, because it's just getting noticed by the right people. Like, I'd still be 3 to 5 viewers if Daddy Derek didn't notice me, if Twiggle didn't raid me once or twice, if Adelaide hadn't tweeted me out to her viewers, whatever. But then I start to think sometimes, like, is that just luck, or is it networking? Because, you know, that would be my biggest advice to anyone who's looking for some kind of, like, success or building a community, is to talk to people. To go to, like, every time I go into some other Spelunky streamer's chat, even before I got to where I am now, it's just like, hey, it's Poison, I know that guy. And show up in people's streams for games you like. Talk to your friends about it outside of it. Like I told all of my friends, like, hey, come watch me, come watch me, come watch me. I want someone to talk to while I play. Come watch me. And if you get one or two, then awesome. And if it's one of those things, if people like what you do, then if they tell their friends and their friends tell their friends, like I have people who come into my chat like, oh, random viewer X sent me here. It's like, dude, thank you, random viewer X. So
yeah, no, you're on point. You're on
people.
point, my friend. I 100% agree. I mean, I think, you know, I used to watch all the. Did you ever watch those videos on YouTube that are like, it's 5 tips for small streamers, or, you know, you're doing it wrong. This is, you know, this is why you're at 0 viewers or whatever. Did you ever watch any of those?
Would you believe me if I said no?
I would. But they had the same advice that I think that you gave, that I would give, which is go into people's streams in the community that you want to be a part of. Get to know people.
Yeah.
You know, not with any intentions of making them going and watching you, but of enjoying the content of the community and looking at the content of the community and seeing what it is that makes other people be drawn to these people, and then make sure that you go out and have fun. And as long as you're doing that or doing something similar, then people will come and watch you. And then also just having your friends and family, you know, bridge that gap between 0 and 3 viewers.
Sure.
Is so big, because people want to know that it's okay for them to watch someone. For some reason, that's just how it happens. So if you're sitting at 0 viewers, there's a hesitance there. But if you're sitting at 3 and it's just your mom, your sister, and your brother, they're watching you, you know, more and more people will come. And as long as you're having fun, they'll have fun.
That's true.
You know, it's a great thing to do.
One of the scariest things for me, after I had a couple weeks of streaming under my belt, was, again, on my personal Facebook page, telling everyone, hey, I'm streaming. And it, like, I tried to make it like, this isn't, like, I'm not quitting my day job and going into this, but like, hey, I'm streaming and come watch me. And like, any kind of advertising you do, as long as it's not like going to people's streams, like, watch my stream instead, like anything you do to let people know what you're doing, don't be afraid to, like, don't be embarrassed about, like, letting people know that you're doing the thing. Like, when I started, my lighting was terrible, my mic was terrible, and people still came in and had a good time. So,
Yeah.
and that I think that on a bigger level, that's just how I choose to live my life. Like, I like going out and meeting new people and talking to people, and like, I work in customer service and I have for almost 20 years. So I feel like that helps the push, just like get used to being good to people and not expecting things in return. Get used to going in other people's streams and chatting and not expecting them to come watch you, but just being good. Be excellent to each other, you know? And that's kind of the philosophy that I take into my stream and into everything else. Just be good to people. And for whatever reason, people keep showing up. So I guess I'm doing it right.
Yeah, and we can see that directly in the fact that you're doing a charity stream today.
Ooh, way to tie things up. Nice.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's a great note to end on too, I think.
Yeah, but I feel tremendously lucky that all this stuff has happened around me, you know, and I'm at the helm of it, and all I'm doing is just continuing to push forward and trying to create content that people like. And thank you for liking it too.
Yeah, of course. That's why we're here.
All right. So, I will take the reins for just a second and say, dude, Orionhart, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to me. This has been so cool. It's we said before, fame is relative. That, like, maybe you see yourself as just like one of the little guys in the community, but to me, you're like a successful YouTuber who agreed to come on and talk to me, and that's so cool. Everyone else, go and follow Orionhart on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter. I didn't check out your Twitter. I just happened to find it before this, but go follow him and everything. I just post
sometimes, but yeah, thank you.
He's excellent. Go check him out.
Appreciate that.
And I guess with that, we'll be getting into the Pop-Tarts, right?
Hell yeah.
Take
it away, Pop-Tart.
Take it away, Pop-Tarts. Thank you again, Orion, and we'll be back soon.